Hey, what's up, party people? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another exciting episode of SJU. Two's a crowd today. It's just me and Danielle. Danielle, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's eerie in here. It feels like it should echo with just the two of us.
Hello, hello, hello. But we've got more than enough to talk about. Specifically, the WandaVision finale was Friday, which I know is like ages ago in terms of the discourse. But we haven't had a chance to talk about it, to recap, to reflect. I haven't even had much of a chance to think about it. I watched it and I said, "Yeah, that was a thing." But we're gonna dive deep into that finale and discuss what that implies for the future of the all-encompassing Phase Four and what's coming next for Marvel. We're also going to touch on Paramount Plus, which came out, Coming to America, that we both watched, and then we will be answering all of your questions. So keep those coming in the live chat, and we will react live to everything you have to say. Well, not everything, it gets screened. But moving on. The WandaVision finale. We both saw it. Where were you on this on the scale of shock, of surprise? Did it meet your expectations? Did it fall short? What did you hope for? What did you get, Danielle?
It for a finale, I think it did exactly what I thought it was gonna do, which is like I know a lot of people didn't like the sitcom heaviness of it in the first few episodes. They were ready for it to get back to Marvel, and it sure did. It definitely felt more like a phase one Marvel movie towards the end, which I didn't mind. I like a lot of the phase one Marvel movies, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. And it was good. I don't think there was any real big shock or surprise. I wasn't one of those people that was like, my favorite, part of this weird witchy, dark supernatural Marvel universe is going to come in. I didn't do that because I have learned from being a wrestling fan, I don't do that to myself. I'm not going to sit there and like, oh, well, this, track down all the clues and then be wildly disappointed when it's over. I just kind of have learned from past disappointments just to like let it happen. Sorry, I think my cat's playing with something if you can hear that in the background. So
Well,
my bad.
that's just cute little background music.
Yeah, little cutie.
Yeah, I look. I have to rank any disappointment against, let's say, a Game of Thrones scale.
Mm,
For any season or series finale, it's like it's hard to say that I was disappointed because I just don't expect endings to TV shows to really satisfy me anymore. I don't know. Maybe I've just been burned too many times, but it was curious in the way that it dissatisfied me. And the show is kind of in a damned if they do, damned if they don't position, because if they just kept things like weird and contained and internal and told like a very personal story about grief and stuff like that, and they never got to the big reveals or to the big laser fights in the sky, then people be like, this sucks. But if they do pivot to that, which they definitely did in a big way, it turned into them throwing glowing balls at each other in the sky. Then they're like, well, this is dumb. And a lot of it's in the execution because I don't know. Either maybe I'm becoming tired and jaded, but I also don't think I've ever. I don't think that most Marvel CGI fight scenes end up looking very good. I think that there's
mm.
the Marvel action style. If they're not going like total maximalist, like the ending of Endgame and Spider-Man's on a unicorn with Thor's hammer or whatever happened at the end of that. There was a lot going on. It's like anything short of that is going to look a little disappointing to me. Like when they go full CGI, like the Vision, when they're both,
Vision Bros.
penetrating each other in so many different ways. Like you kind of have to. I would have preferred the ship of Thesis thing to go on longer, like to have more of a debate, more of a Greek philosophy movie fight to the death. I don't know. I mean, and then yeah, there is the extent to where people think of Marvel as just like a series of monkey bars to swing you to the next expansion of the
Mm.
universe and to introduce the next characters and stuff like that. And I was hoping for a little bit of that. Like I think in our predictions, I said like, well, Doctor Strange has to show up, and like the multiverse has to happen. But then I wonder if Disney was like, well, we're not sure if this will be a big hit, so we don't want to hide like enormous reveals inside some TV show that when they were producing this, like Disney Plus probably hadn't even really launched yet in
Right.
earnest. So they didn't know if they wanted to hide or place like some of their biggest revelations in something that might not be seen. So I don't know. I guess like I was disappointed, but I know that they were in a tough spot, and damned if you do, damned if you don't. So and it wasn't as bad as Game of Thrones. So I'll
Right.
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, and it's like, nobody I definitely, when they pitched this and I was like, oh, that's really exciting. That sounds awesome. I didn't expect it was going to be this big either. Because no one knew we were going to be at home when that happened. So how big it is definitely because it took over the discourse, and there were people who don't even f's with these movies in that way, who I saw tweeting about it and everything. So the reception of it was great. And does it get the same reception for them to do what you say and introduce all these new characters and have Doctor Strange come in? Does it do that if we ain't at home? I don't know. I don't know if it does.
Yeah, probably not if you're also able to like see Black Widow in theaters right now. Once upon a time, that would have been the case, and they'd save the multiverse for that movie or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, the big reveal. Well, so how do you feel about Mr. Boner there? Um,
That Stabone, as it was a great sitcom reference. I know everyone's like, they made a boner joke. It's like, because the guy in the sitcom, meh, never mind, youngins. um but yeah, I definitely it was a little bit of a like, oh, but it didn't last me longer than it did for them to say that that's what they were doing. So I know that was like a little red herring, just like how Dottie was a little red herring. I didn't get super mad about it, but I did have a moment of like, that thing was cooler in my head than I thought it was going to be. And then I shamed myself because I know better.
Yeah, I think I liked it in the moment, and then it was pointed out to me that they between him and the Mandarin and like is it Mysterio, you have like all these failed Hollywood guys turning into like supervillains. It's like you can't keep doing that, Marvel. They can't keep having the biggest villains turned out to be like embittered PAs on on movie sets. It's kind
They're
of
all
a weird
TikTok
move.
stars. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, kind of strange that they've done that again and again.
Why do
And
they hate actors?
yeah, so two more things I did not appreciate, and then we can move on to more speculation about the future. I didn't love the treatment of how they really drove home how much she was torturing these people.
Oh boy.
Which is fine, but then the like throwaway line of Monica of like, they'll never know what you did for them, or what was that the line? It was,
They'll never know what you gave up for them or
what you
something
gave
like
up
that.
for them. And
Doesn't
I
matter.
promise
Either
you,
way.
they don't give a shit.
Yeah, there's no way.
Even if you told them, no, like, I did it to save my already dead boyfriend, to have more time with my already dead boyfriend and the kids that I also imagined and never existed. They're like, F you. I don't care. I
Yeah.
have real loved ones who are alive right now.
One of them you kept inside a room. Yeah, look, nobody wants to hear about you trying to get over your ex in real life. Like, no one cares. So especially if you're like, I'm sorry that your kid's been trapped in her bedroom, Dottie, or whatever your real name is. But I needed to have one more kissy kiss smooch smooch with the horniest robot in all the land. So
Are you programmed for love? Yeah, the other thing that's just keeps eating at me, and I can't quite put my finger on why, is um why Wanda drives a modern Buick. Why she drives a Buick sedan.
that's your thing. That bugs you.
It's odd because it was clearly like, I know like the meta reason is like clearly Buick paid for this, but she like when she goes on her grief cruise in like the penultimate episode, her sad stroll, she's driving like a red brand new Buick sedan, and it's like, is that a rental? The other Avengers definitely get Audis, right? Isn't that like
Yes, they
Iron
do.
Man's always in an Audi?
I guess if you kill that many people and like your actions directly lead to the Sokovia Accords, you don't get an Audi.
Well, that's the thing. Do the Avengers cut, like, do they get paid? Do they get salaries?
Yeah, they never really. I always wondered about like that. Do they have some kind of, because they got that house? Where'd they get the money from? Unless Vision's like going into banks and skimming off the top. Like
You feel
where?
like you could.
I feel like so. Do you have to go to like back then, Daddy Tony, and be like, Daddy, I would like to buy a house? Like, what do you do?
I feel like they could get paid like influencers, like Wanda does like a Doritos Instagram post and then gets a couple grand from it.
That's so sad. It's like they're like Harry and Meghan right now. Like they have to
they have to do
they
what
have
you
to
got to do.
cut a Netflix deal. Yeah.
And
Um,
also, like, would you choose driving over like flying? Can't she fly? I
She
would
can
fly.
fly, yeah. And at the very least, like if she, whether she bought it or not, I feel like the Avengers would have like a company car, and it'd be like some souped up SUV, like some militarized like Nick Fury thing. But no, it's just like a fresh off the lot Buick.
Freshly shined. Could you imagine Vision in a Buick, just like
No, I can't.
sitting up front, checking
And
his
it was
turn
a
symbols?
plot centric Buick. They used it to fight with. It was a fighting Buick. So I have questions. I hope our chat has answers, but you guys also have questions, and I'll ask some here. Ombre de California writes, "Have we learned the lesson to never trust Disney because they'll lead us to think things and then pull out the rug beneath us?" Well, sure.
Yeah,
don't trust a corporation, kids.
yeah. Don't trust them with your heart. They care not for it.
Yeah, they care not. I assume you're referring to like the build up for the big cameo reveals at the end, and then not getting them. Yeah, that's annoying. It clearly seems like it was Paul Bettany joking about how he gets to act with himself, and that was taken out of context, which is too bad because I'm sure they would have rather him not say that.
Yeah.
But hey. We love it when they say that because we get to make all the videos about it. We love it. Just keep speculating. Keep teasing
Feed us content.
Ooh, delicious. Oh, yeah. Oh, Reed Richards, we put him right in the thumbnail. No, I think that is that I can see why people would be annoyed. And if they didn't say anything about a cameo, I think the finale would probably be better received, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. That's one of those like unforced errors where it's like he was trying to be funny. But yeah, then it turned the timeline and the discourse into who's showing up, how big is it going to be, what actor is it? It had people thinking that cameo of Cranston was going to be the big reveal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you don't say that, then people aren't as cranky about it, like when it happens, for sure.
Yeah. And Langley M. Neely writes, besides using Evan Peters, I think everyone complaining that they lead the audience on is nonsense. They never promised us anything except a story about Wanda coming to terms with Vision's death. And I agree that was the promise of the story. And I think that, like I said, damned either way is that the way they resolved that I know they had other scenes, but it resolved in a big CGI ball fight in the sky. As things so often do.
Yeah.
But that's Marvel for you. That's what you sign up for. So this now is Phase 4 next? No, I guess Falcon Winter Soldier's next, and then who knows when we'll get other movies. But this did leave us with some kind of dangling threads and things to be picked up into Phase 4, or did it? Like, do you think this has anything that'll be relevant to the next slate of movies or not?
I think just the and obviously we're well into spoilers by now. I think just the Scarlet Witch thing, like her not having to pay for any of her crimes and getting to go and drink tea while she learned how to be the biggest witch in all the land. I think that, I mean, obviously that's going to be something that goes forward, and then the promise of what's next with Monica will be something that gets taken forward. So I think those will be things that we see. I want to see more Darcy, but I think Darcy is also going to be in Love and Thunder or Love and Justice or whatever the new Thor is called.
Yes, she's not, by the way. She says she never got a call on Thor 4, but she could be lying. But
She never got a call?
At least her statement is she never got a call.
I mean, my assumption is that they'll be in space the whole time. So
Yeah.
We could get Darcy to space, though. Come on.
Put Darcy in space.
Put Darcy in space, you cowards. Yeah, they did have they dropped a scroll on us. Everybody's going to space. Monica's going to space. What are her powers exactly? I'm not comic book literate enough to know what she can do now. Besides,
well, so, yeah, Spectrum is just like
being.
She's got the glow. If I remember correctly, because she's one where it's like sometimes her powers are one thing and sometimes it's not. It's that she's on the energy spectrum, which is why that's one of her. She's had so many nicknames, I can't even name them all. But that's where that comes from, is that she can control, I think, like the different energy spectrums. And that's why like she's able to have those bullets pass through her, because she can like phase through things and stuff like that.
All right, cool. I like that scene.
So it's another beam thrower.
We got another colored of beam to put in the sky. I believe her beams are yellow.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be yellow beams.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch has red beams. The other one had purple beams. So yeah, every color of beam will be shooting around in the sky.
From the beam store. Yeah.
Yeah.
She could turn into any energy on the spectrum, as Langley said, which is basically what Danielle said. But yeah, she could phase and do all these different levels of things and pick up on energies.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And then, the other thing leading into phase 4, I guess, is like Scarlet Witch. She's very strong now. She's very good at magic. And she's got her own little cabin to chill and reflect in. Though you do raise a good point. Maybe she should be in like, whatever that Marvel Gitmo is under the ocean after what she's done.
Look, she has messed up so many times that this isn't even like the first one. At least in this one, everyone got to live. Like after the Sokovia Accords, they put her in Avengers Mansion house arrest with her, bangable robot. Like, and this time she gets to just hang out and pretend like she's drinking tea on a mountaintop somewhere.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Good luck to the team that gets sent to put the cuffs on her.
Yeah.
So, and Jared Johnson writes a good point. When will we see White Vision again?
I would expect that we see light-skinned Vision again in Doctor Strange, right?
I guess so. Yeah, he's now like just kind of a free agent. He can kind of roam around and you'll see him when you see him. So yeah, another Paul Bettany, you're not out of the makeup chair yet, buddy.
Yeah, another like Lulu Dallas multipass. He has to learn about the world and learn about love or whatever.
Just wait until he gets to W. Look out.
Oh no.
No, Wanda, war. So we threw a poll up on Fandom's Twitter page to see what people were excited for that's coming up next. The Phase 4 and the Disney Plus shows that are just around the corner. And I was surprised that the one that actually won was Loki, which probably could tie into this a little bit. I mean, he's on the magic side of the spectrum. He could tussle with Scarlet Witch for sure. Of the ones that are coming up in 2021, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Loki, Eternals, and Spider-Man. Which one are you the most hyped to see out of those?
I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm excited for because I want to see how they're going to do all this crazy multiverse stuff. But I'm mostly excited. I'm like everybody else. I like Loki. That dude, is charismatic, and we all love a boy that's, he's a little dark. He's a little dark. He's daring. I want to see him go through time and mess stuff up. And unlike Wanda, when he messes stuff up, like he means it. So I think that'll be a fun, because it's looking like it's going to be like a Gump thing where they just put him in different important eras in time or something.
Yeah, it's like a DB Cooper riff, pulled from the old timey headlines. So yeah, I like Tom Hiddleston in a variety of gangster suits, and also going into like time prison. That sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds super fun.
I'm excited for that. I am more excited for Eternals just because of the talent involved with Chloe Zhao and the cast, and also knowing so little about it and how much of it has been kept under wraps, including like not much but the title. I don't think I've seen anything except Kumail's freakish 12-pack.
He's so buff.
So
Good
buff.
for you. He ate all the chicken.
Yeah.
I have to ask him if he could now fight a gorilla, and if he's
Yeah.
Sorry, if
That's how he got the part.
Yeah, just a big comedy man learning how many gorillas he could fight, strength to strength.
The Marvel casting process. That is the one I'm most excited for, just because I think I know the least about it. Whereas I have a sense of what I'm getting, I think, with Falcon, Winter Soldier, Black Widow, and even Loki, just because I've seen the trailer. And Spider-Man, yeah. Certainly we'll have the multiverse by then. Otherwise, we've been horribly misled by the press.
Yeah.
But let us know which one you guys are looking forward to the most, and we might talk back at you. Like I will do now. Thank you guys for watching, audience. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please hit that like. Please hit that bell. And keep getting more of that juicy, juicy content that we keep serving up hot and fresh out the kitchen. Slurp it up. Continue to slurp it up. That's the SJU promise. Let's go around the universe. Let's see what other news we got. Paramount Plus came out over the weekend. I checked it out. I definitely enjoyed my time. Danielle, I know you didn't have a chance, but of the buffet of things offered, what out of Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, I think BET's on there, and what am I missing? Oh, and MTV. Like, where are you going first out of that?
I mean, look, my heart wants to say I'm going to watch as many of those, like I said, BET made for TV movies as possible. My head tells me I'm probably going to go back and watch some Liquid Television,
Mm,
which I loved. So I'll probably be doing a bunch of that. And yeah,
Aeon
I'll go do
Flux.
some Eon Flux, baby. Both the Liquid TV version and her own
Yep.
show were amazing. So I'll probably go back and watch some of those old cartoons. And then, some old Comedy Central, except for stand up, because I know it hasn't aged well if it's on there.
Ah.
It's just not aging well. But I'll probably go and check some of that out too. I was gonna get on it to see if the Brits with all of their Brit hoopla was going to be on there from that Oprah video, but then people said that it wasn't on there yet. So I was like, no Paramount Plus for me. I want to watch a whole country get sold out. I can't do it yet.
I mean, we have, well, I won't say it what it is on the air, but we have like a Fandom account. Like you can watch it. Like, I'll send you the deets.
I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You should have to watch some of this stuff for work, so you should have that. But I checked it out this weekend, and it was given a whole smorgasbord of content, from high to low culture, and where I landed. Watch a couple episodes of Next.
Yeah, you did.
I watched some Next All Stars. They had the girl who fell down the steps of the Next bus. Now it was her turn to get a date. And they had other guys like take their shirts off and do their best falls. I saw some people get nexted right when they walked off. Oh, still comedy gold. Still gets me every time.
That's amazing.
I think that it is obviously just a pure nostalgia play for me, but I think I'd pay it's a cheaper one. It's like $7 a month.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think I'd pay that to watch that and some old 90s Nicktoons, but that's just me. Your mileage may vary. And I didn't watch the Royals, the Royal Shade, the Royal Tea Session. Except I saw that my favorite frozen yogurt place as a kid, Humphrey Yogarts, was trending on Twitter. So there's a non-zero possibility that Meghan Markle served me frozen yogurt at some point in the 90s.
That's my favorite Meghan Markle story. Is all the people who are like, I went there.
Yeah, everyone in LA is now like, oh, and count me among them, because that place was delicious. It's like, I don't know. It's like finding out that the king worked at In-N-Out Burger. It's like, I don't know. I just like saying Humphrey Yogurt. It's a good pun name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Second only to When Harry Met Salad. Okay. Other things happened. Quiet Place 2 coming to theaters on Memorial Day. Seems a little. Will we see that in theaters on Memorial Day?
I absolutely won't. I'm just going to go ahead and say whatever my first movie back is going to be, it's not going to be, and I don't know, it's going to be much farther than Memorial Day. So
interesting. I don't know. I think I might see something in theaters this summer, and I guess that's like the start of summer. But like, I might try to catch a movie on the dip, because I think we're gonna get like the dip in the summer, and then like holidays are coming back. Got some new fresh variants to check out. New variant just dropped.
Drop that new variant.
Yeah, and then we'll be right back indoors. So I think I'm actually feeling good about the summer, and then I'm gonna hunker down in the fall. So maybe I'll catch a movie. Who knows?
Yeah.
Also, Coming to America came out. I watched that on Friday as well. Arthur Mingo asks, I have a question for Danielle. In her opinion, was the wig work in Coming to America good or bad?
It was fine. A lot of the hair work was actually pretty good. Like when they did the dreads and all that other stuff. Honestly, like I didn't notice the wigs, like they didn't bother me at all. The costuming was also just so good.
Yeah.
The costuming was so incredibly good. And I think like maybe there might have been one bad wig, but I think it was an on purpose bad wig. Like someone did their dramaturgy and said, this person's not going to have like the $800 wig. This person's going to have the $20 shake and go. So that made sense for me.
And overall, how'd you feel going back to Zamunda after all these years?
Yeah, it's they are the second movie, and they made sure that we knew it. It was wall-to-wall references. Like the whole thing was just references to the first movie because they know that we all have it memorized. There were a couple jokes where I was like, maybe that one you didn't have to put on a piece of paper, but it wasn't bad enough for me to be like turning off my thing. I thought it was cute. It was a cute, oh God, that's so condescending. It's like when your mom calls your friend, like your little friend. Oh, your little friend over here. Friend. Oh, that was so condescending.
You both like your little movies.
I sound like an a-hole. Yeah, but it did. It was a cute movie. It was, most of it were member berries, but that's fine. That's kind of what you expect. It was exactly what I think we've always thought that it was going to be, which was just literally the opposite of that. I won't get too into spoilers, but there's definitely one moment where I'm like, really, this doesn't, like, there's one thing that didn't make any sense, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think that it was a comfortable bunch of member berries for me. Like you said, the costumes were incredible. And the well, I don't. It's hard to talk about even jokes without spoiling them. But some of the musical cameos I thought they made me clap. I clapped.
I cried.
You did.
And everything
Well,
makes me cry.
There
Everything
you
makes
go.
me cry. So disregard that. Never mind. Disregard. Everything makes
No,
me
that's
cry.
great. Yeah, and it's great to have multiple barbershop scenes is just great. And I like the scenes with Colin Jost as he plays a good douchey white guy. I like that.
That's good.
There were a lot of moments. I got plenty of sensible chuckles throughout, but I think that obviously there's like a certain magic of late '80s Eddie Murphy, and like the story that was the first one is such like a streamlined fairy tale that like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a perfect film, and you were never going to improve on that. But it gave me like Borat 2 vibes of like, oh, this is like I'm happy they made another one. This isn't completely demeaning to the original or anything, but yeah, good for them.
It's like Ocean's 11. Everyone's
12.
having fun. Ocean's 12. Yeah, everyone's having fun.
Yeah,
like you look at that cast and they are having a great time. I still sound so condescending. Wow, I'm a B word.
No, yes and no, because like I think that even faint praise of a comedy sequel is like is high as you're gonna get, because comedy sequels, they're just so hard to do because jokes aren't funny the second time. So to be even enjoyable the second time around, like I don't know, it's so rare that anything works at all in comedy sequel territory. So so good for them for not completely stepping on a rake, which I think like everything short of like Wayne's World 2, and I don't know, sound off in the comments if I'm forgetting the best comedy sequels, but they don't work way more often than they work.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to do it. Hard to do it another time around. All right, moving on. We got some live chat AMA questions. Keep those coming because I only see 2 for right now, but we can answer as many as we got time for. Hust21 writes, who do you think is the best on-screen movie boyfriend or girlfriend? Like best portrayal of one, or like that you want for your own, or like, wow, what a good
I assume the character, like which character would you most like was the best boyfriend or girlfriend in a movie is how I interpret it.
It's like a boyfriend or girlfriend character. It's not like I want to date Vision because
right.
Well, I guess he is also a boyfriend.
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes.
I want to date the Hulk. I don't know. All that's coming to mind is like worst ones. Like those are the ones that stand out.
Maybe if anyone's seen Earth Girls or Easy, Jeff Goldblum plays a hot alien who learns the way that the world works. So I'm just gonna go with Jeff Goldblum as alien in Earth Girls Are Easy.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. Like maybe I forget his character name. Is it Daniel Kaluuya in Get Out? He's a good boyfriend.
He is a good boy. He was a good. He was a good boyfriend.
He was a good boyfriend.
That's his.
He was willing to put up with a lot and just like smile through. He's like, I'm just gonna get through this weekend. Like it's fine. She was pretty cool when we got pulled over. Like no, he tried. He tried until the very moment where he couldn't try anymore. But you tell us in the comments who you want to date.
Pretty bad girlfriend too. That's definitely a great boyfriend, bad girlfriend.
Yeah, it's a good match. James Bunt writes, what sitcom would you want to mourn in? And what sitcom would you send your greatest enemy to? Oh, wow. Would I want to like process my trauma and just escape to the world of, I'd probably go Frasier. You know, the problems are so small in the grand scheme of things. It's always like you made an inopportune bon mot at the recital, at the oboe recital. It's like the lowest possible stakes. And you have like a wisecracking dad to keep you in place. I think that's probably my pick. But as far as sending my greatest enemy to, I don't know, Friends. God, just having to live through / watch Friends for eternity. That would get on my nerves, but I'm sure I could think of something worse. So you go now, Danielle.
And they're so cliquey. Like they would never let you be a part of the friends. You'd just be the guy in the coffee shop.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd be
there's
the creepy Gunther guy that they roast. Yeah.
yeah. I guess for a place I'd like to go, again, low stakes and just nice people, I'd go to Parks and Rec.
Mm.
Yeah, just like hang out, not learn anything about government, just work for the government in one way or another or whatever. Plus, everyone there is like kind of nice, and they all have like they're good at heart, even if they do dumb things. For what I would send my greatest enemy to, 2.5 Men.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
send you to 2.5 Men. You got to live in the house with Charlie Sheen during the Charlie Sheen years. Yeah,
Oh boy, yeah, on camera and off. That is hell.
it's rough.
Maybe dinosaurs would be bad if, like, you have to be a person in dinosaur times.
That'd be pretty crappy. That would not be
Yeah.
good.
All right, and again, let us know what hell you would send your enemies to.
Third Rock
and
from the
then
Sun.
a couple really important questions here. Rob Turner asks, if you could create your own Lunchables, what would you make them?
Oh,
Lunchables are tough because, like, they're good, but they have little to no resemblance to the foods that they're supposed to represent. Like, I remember really liking pizza Lunchables, but that's not pizza.
that's not
like,
pizza.
That's like a cracker with sugar paste on it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that was, but it was delicious. So it's hard to say. Like, yeah, I'd like a Lunchables taco, but I don't want whatever kind of ground beef can live like outside of a refrigerator in a lunch bag and then be
Mm.
sprinkled in something. So yeah,
What
unclear.
is that thing? My memory goes crazy when I'm trying to think of things. What is that? The Gordon Ramsay that he makes that everybody loves, where it's meat wrapped in bread.
Oh yeah, it's like a beef Wellington, I think.
There we go.
Like a
That's
pastry wrapped steak. Yeah.
Do a beef Wellington, where it's just like sad slices of roast beef, and you've got to like hammer down the crackers so it makes
Yeah.
a delicious crust. I think that's what we're doing. That's what we're sending our kids.
Oh god, you could
Our
totally
kids
do
do.
like an extra gourmet Lunchables, and it'd be like an insanely popular, stupid Instagram brand. Damn it.
Lunchables,
God,
acai
at least it'll be good.
bowls,
Yeah, Lunchables
Yeah,
acai bowl. That
That's
too.
a good one.
Lunchables ramen, either or.
Yep.
Yeah, ramen would be a
Um,
good one.
Okay, and Layli Amelie writes, finally, what 2 actions would you pull off if you could astral project like Wanda at the end of WandaVision? So yeah, she was like making a cup of tea and reading a book. I mean, I feel like you could do those at the same time, frankly. Like, just get an audiobook.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I would, gosh, what do I do anymore? I don't really do anything anymore because we don't leave the house. I'm excited to have one thing to do.
I would definitely go to the mall during off hours when people aren't there, and just go shopping. I think that would be or any like grocery shopping, anything. I would just go in a store, no one's there. I'm astral projecting. I'm leaving the money and a copy of everything that I took on the register because I'm still a good person. But that's definitely where I would go, is just do commerce without people.
Yeah. It's weird. I can't think of anything that like you couldn't multitask by just kind of half-assing it, you know? Like I could be like working on my phone and like doing anything, any chore, like driving around. The world's your oyster. So yeah, I guess sorry about that. I guess poop and exercise. How about that?
Ooh, that's right. Get them gains.
Get them gains and lose those gains at the same time. I'll leave you with that visual and that image to take you over to Tuesday, where we will both be back for non-Australia commentaries. And we'll be back more this week for more SJU goodness. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Danielle, for joining me. I don't know where everyone else went, but you're ride or die. I appreciate it.
Ride or die, baby.
Yeah. And we hope you guys will come back later for another episode of SJU. Thanks again. See ya.